What's good, y'all? It's your boy Red back with part 7 of the Sonic Adventure 2 battle playthrough. So now we're on to our final treasure hunting stage, which is Mad Space. And if y'all been keeping up with like this playthrough and like me playing through like Knuckles and Rouge stages, y'all know that I have been like very enthusiastic about it. Like I really enjoy Knuckles stages. And I actually enjoy pretty much all of Rouge's stages too. Other than, egg chamber and egg quarters, like or really more egg chamber. But yeah, I really can't defend this stage though. I'm gonna be honest. Um Now positives, the music is good. I think this is probably Rouge's best track in the game. Um I think this track just knocks the other ones out the park. This could fit in like Sonic Unleashed or something. It really sounds like something that would be in like Adabat or like Rooftop Run, nighttime. But yeah, and then visually, it I think the visually it looks good too. Like hate on the gameplay and the stage all you want, but it does look good. It looks and it sounds good. Oh, the pop in though. Now that is one thing that this stage definitely has. Um, that I haven't noticed until like just now looking at this on this recording. But yeah, but but even the background, like the background looks so much better on this stage versus like um Radical Highway or Mission Street. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much kind of where the positives kind of end. Well, I wouldn't say that. Now, this is also the largest. I don't know if it's larger than Meteor Herd. It seems like it though. It's definitely more like spaced out. Hence the name Mad Space. And then I think one thing that a lot of people just don't like about this stage versus like Meteor Herd is like the bottom of the stage is like a bottomless pit, which kind of like sucks. That and then like the gravity, like the gravity. I don't even know what to call it, like mechanic or like physics. Like when you go to the like the other planets other than this one doesn't have it for some reason. But when you go to that green planet and that other little planet, you have like the Super Mario Galaxy effect, which I guess Sonic technically did it first, but it was very rough around the edges. Mind you, this is 2001. And this game also did not have a very long development time. Not the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast version only had like a year and a half, maybe like 2 years. And then Battle came out like 6 months later. Mind you, I'm talking about Japanese versions. And then I'm pretty sure that like majority of those 6 months making Battle was dedicated to the 2 player. So even though they had to like port everything on from like the Dreamcast to GameCube, meaning they had to like learn all this new hardware and had to like develop for it, they didn't really have time to go back and you know, get like some of the kinks out. They may have ended up, little bugs and stuff that carried on to the GameCube version. And this is the Knuckles fight. And this is pretty much the same deal as last time. You just drill dive on him until he just, I don't know. These fights are kind of senseless. That you just hit him it's not much thought you really put in them. But yeah, somebody pointed out in the last video that like before Rouge he came out to Mad Space, y'all know like in the cutscene that she like saw, because I had said it was like kind of random how she just, you know, her seeing like the image of like Sonic in the computer saying whatever it was saying, that was just like an odd prompt for her to just like leave. But yeah, apparently that is like a bug, like a visual bug, and it's supposed to say like, you know, something about the Master Emeralds, and that's what prompts her to go find the rest of the shards. So it just be little stuff like that, and that's why it's still value in playing like the Dreamcast versions of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, especially Adventure 1. And that was it. And we have this cutscene again. I'm gonna be honest, I like this cutscene. I think Rouge is actually a very cool character. Like she's just like the big sis of the Sonic game. Who has this like weird thing for Knuckles? Well, I guess really more so big sis for Shadow. I mean, but she kind of interacts with Sonic and stuff in like later games, doesn't it? Not too much directly though. Do y'all ship Rouge and Knuckles like that? Or do y'all just see them as like brotherly and sisterly too? I don't know. I could ship Knuckles and Rouge though. But yeah, Shadow and Rouge, now that's like brother and sister. Okay, and now we're meanwhile Eggman. Rouge went about her business. And at this point, after this, Shadow finna go about his business too. Okay, I guess we mean business now. Eggman, we don't really ever see him put those glasses on. Well, those goggles, whatever. So I'm just not realizing. So Eggman has glasses and goggles on. Okay, but anyway, this is Cosmic Wall, and this is a lot of people regard this as like Eggman's best stage. I could agree with it. Do y'all agree with it? Um, yeah. I don't know what it is about the Eggman's first stage though. Is it called Iron Gate? That and Prison Lane. Now those two stages, Eggman and Tails first stage, I really like those for some reason. I think just because they're like so fast, and then it's just a lot of enemies in those stages for you to just shoot. But this is definitely like tied with that for me. It's just because they got creative with this one. They you know, actually gave us the ability to like hover for real with the the booster. But yeah, I guess it's supposed to emulate like space, like anti-gravity, which makes you wonder why wasn't it like that with Sonic and Shadow in it. But of course, this is, you know, video game logic, trying to make the game fun. I would say that this stage does have like a different feel. I think in terms of visually, what's different about this one is just being like inside of these like this tower, and they're actually like being walls and stuff. Hence the name Cosmic Wall. so so they weren't just like cheaping it out the whole way. Like they made individual assets for like each stage for the most part. Okay, and now we have the armor, and I think we're fully powered up with Eggman now. Um, yeah. So this is how he look. That's how he looks with everything, and he looks sleek different now versus when we first played with him. I think it's a little more iconic without all that stuff, but you know, well, I like the boosters because I think it just adds a little more like meat to the bones of the legs, and then it gives it a little more color. But the armor and then the bazooka, even though the bazooka's kind of cool looking, it just it gets a little tawdry after a minute. Like I'm glad they stopped right there with with like the visual upgrades. I'm trying to think if I were to add like another upgrade to Eggman, I don't know what it would be. What would it be for y'all? I think it's a shame. This is slightly off topic from Eggman, but I think it's a shame that like Shadow does not have like the bounce bracelet, or at least something else different from Sonic that'll set him apart. Cause like the difference between Sonic and Shadow is really the upgrades, and Sonic is just automatically the best character because he has the bounce bracelet, which kind of sucks. To be honest, I feel like Shadow was snubbed, like gameplay wise. He was very much snubbed in this game. And yes, we can just float through all of this. Oh my, and there's also pop-in in this stage. And the chaos drop and those artificial chaos enemies are just as annoying in this stage as they are in Eternal Engine. I kind of honestly I kind of wish that every stage just had these physics in terms of like, or I wish the hover just maybe they could have had an upgrade to the hover a second time and had it like elevate you in the air a little bit. And yeah, those artificial chaos can be such a pain. And this is actually this stage goes pretty long too. Y'all talk about mad space. This stage can actually go on for a minute. That's the other one gripe. That is the one gripe I have about it. But it's Eggman's final stage though, so I'm not gonna give it too much flack for that. But this stage is a little on the long side. That's why I was like, um, Prison Lane and them in Iron Gate. Is that Eggman's first stage? I think it is. Y'all know what I mean. Those stages are like short, quick, simple, action packed. You know, those are like those get to the meat and potatoes. This stage goes on a little long, but yeah. Because right now we're at like 6 minutes, going on 7. That's crazy. Which, that's, I feel like, longer levels be cool. I feel like in my Sonic game, I only need like, what, 2 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes at the most, and that depends on what game it is, because honestly, 5 minutes for the shooting gameplay, no. Maybe like Sonic's last stage can go on that long, or like one of the end game levels, but yeah. And then we have a this on rail section, very arcade style, and we have speed shoes for some reason, but we can't use them. And even if we were on the ground, there really aren't any stretches to just use them and just run. This stage is I think this stage is more so about getting points, and it emphasizes the points more than any other stage. Other than well, let me reword it. It emphasizes hitting a lot of enemies at once versus weapons bed. This and weapons bed, they both emphasizes hitting a lot of enemies at once versus like Sand Ocean, where it was more like platforming. Okay, and that was Eggman's final stage. So yeah, I think all of Eggman's levels are pretty solid. Yeah, he's pretty solid throughout the whole game. I don't know, Amy. They're just irresponsible. And here's Sonic. I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder is Amy's eyes gonna do that weird thing. I don't think so. Yeah, the camera angles are a little different. Well, I feel like Eggman hurt it. Oh wait, her eyes just don't do they just don't have that glitch this time. I wonder is that because we're on the dark side story, or is that just like a glitch that randomly happens? I actually thought that glitch was something that happened in the HD version of Sonic of Battle. But then I came back and replayed Battle on GameCube, and I'm like, oh my, it's there too. Is that something on the Dreamcast version too? If y'all know. Oh my. One thing I think Sonic Adventure has over Adventure 2 is I think the facial expressions are actually a little bit more expressive in Adventure 1. Like they are expressive in this game too, but just slightly not as much, in my opinion. Like, see right here, like, of course, like their eyes like move, but I feel like in Adventure One, like their whole like face, like it's actual like um squashing, stretching stuff. If y'all know animation terms, and that was a weird glitch right there too. So this is Eggman versus Tails Part 2. um for a second time. And the same way last time, Tails has this big ass laser, and I think he has missiles too, or he gets like something else. But this is like super annoying. But I think this time I just got it in one go. But that last time when I was playing Tails, I think I had to play that like 4 or 5 times. Like it had really got annoying. And here we have it. Rouge is about to take all of it. Or not. It would have been cool to have a cutscene with Rouge and the president. That would have added a little bit more connective tissue. I mean, there's a cutscene with Sonic and Tails and the president. Eggman too. I think that's the problem with just the Rouge being a spy anyway. Well, not necessarily it's a problem with Rouge being a spy, but it's just hard to believe a little bit because we don't ever see her interact with, we don't see her interact with nothing or nobody. I mean, she has like the little walkie-talkie that she talked on, but I mean, it would have been cool to see her talking to the president or something. Or if she had like or if she was like on a Zoom call, like Eggman did the president. And this is where Shadow's story is gonna. This is where Shadow's character arc is gonna head into after this game. This cutscene right here. And here we have Shadow's fourth and final stage. Final chase. Which is his equivalent to Final Rush. And ouch. Those artificial chaoses are pretty much like the splicers of this game. And crab meats. But yeah, this stage is also another one that has like a gravity like special type of gimmick. And that's with these little columns. Or what would you call those? Like cylinders? I don't even know what you call those things. Tubes, pillars. They look kind of like batteries on the sleeve. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, this is like the main gimmick, which kind of not as fun as Final Chase. Not Final Chase. Not as fun as Final Rush. Because Final Rush is like rail grinding, which was like a part of the game that was like actually spent time being developed on. Yeah, because these cylinders are like kind of janky, especially the ones that are like connected to each other. Because instead of just making it longer, they just reuse the same exact one and like stack them on top of each other, which Yeah, that's that's Sega for you. I don't really blame Sonic Team because people in Sonic Team are actually very talented. But when you give talented people only a certain amount of time and a certain budget, they can only do so much. But you know, we still that's one of the reasons why we just stick with Sonic. Cause you know the people that make it, they are really into this, which is cool. I'd say, and this is another reason why I feel, and this is it. Like this stage is really proving my point where I was like, I just feel like Shadow was just like snubbed in this game, gameplay wise, cause he just gets sloppy seconds from Sonic. I mean, there was Rail King. I'm not gonna lie, Radical Highway and Rail King are cool. And then what was Shadow's other stage? White Jungle. Now White Jungle was definitely, I feel like White Jungle was the most like rehash level. Like it felt very much like Green Forest. It even had like the same timer, like the timer and everything. Cause like this is pretty much Final Rush, but not as cool. And you can argue that Rail Canyon is Final Rush, but not as cool. But no, I ain't gonna do Rail Canyon like that because it uses it's like the daytime version of Pumpkin Hero. So I actually think that is like very cool. Even though I wish there was more of an emphasis like on the pumpkins and stuff in this stage. And very clever. The same way Sonic went down those little whatever it's called, we had to go up them. See, it's like they tried. It's like I know they tried to like make parallel, like make some low contrasting elements about each stage of like the two characters that have the same gameplay style, but I think y'all should have just made fun stages for everyone. Like regardless. And then another thing, I feel like for battle too, maybe see battle, it's really messed up that battle only had like so much time because the game could have had, I feel like this game could have had so much more like in terms of content and options. Like I feel like we really should have just been able to play as, like I said this in the early part of the playthrough too. You should have just played as every character in every stage of that gameplay style. Meaning like you could play, you should be able to play as Sonic and like Radical Highway, Final Chase. You should be able to play Shadow and City Escape. You should be able to play Rouge and Media Herd, and so on. And Tails and all of Eggman stages. Cause that just makes, cause that just like divide. But I guess that was the point they were going for, making every character feel unique and have things unique to them. Which I feel like Sonic Adventure, that's not how that game kind of handled it, but it still came out pretty okay. I think that's the main difference between SA1 and 2 though. SA2 just feels more like streamlined. Like it's just all put together for you. Like SA1 is more. It's more of like I don't know. I don't even know what's the word. Like it just feels like you have more agency. I guess because like the hub worlds maybe, and then you actually like you can interact with like the different characters of like the story, and then every character is like individual and it's not like teams or like dark side story, hero side story. Which I wonder how that would have been, how this game would have turned out if it was like that. Cause to be honest, Rouge doesn't even. I wouldn't even. I think Rouge's story may have came out way differently. Cause she's not necessarily a villain. Neither is Shadow until like the Shadow really isn't a villain other than like the first couple parts. And I get because at this point he's just like an antagonist. And with this, we win. So yeah, we started with Eggman, man. We ending this with Eggman. So we did it. Yeah, all the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Oh my, there's a warning though. And because we had credits the last time in the last story, I'm going to speed them up because yeah, they're actually they it goes on for a minute. So yeah, this was the dark side of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and just to give y'all, like a too long didn't read type of thing. I think this side of the game is pretty cool. I think Eggman is my favorite character. Um, but of course, I love playing as Shadow too because he's like Sonic. Even though I think Shadow was snubbed for only having like 4 stages and then not having the cool upgrades like Sonic. Um, and then I think Rouge is cool too. I like Rouge's stages, but I think in terms of the story, she's a little bit like undercooked. Like I ain't even gonna lie. But other than that, I think this is a solid part of the game. Um, is it as good as the hero side story? Just about. I think so. I think the only thing about the hero side story is just the Sonic and Knuckles stages. I think actually, yeah, the hero side story is better, in my opinion. So yeah, well, that's it. We have one more part of the game to get down. So this is your boy Red from Red World, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Ciao.